Hey, everybody. We are talking about the woman's guide to saying no and prioritizing your well-being. I'm so excited for this topic, Sel. So are you. I know you
I
are.
am. I am.
So saying no can be really, really challenging, especially for us women, because we have that natural, most of us do have that natural inclination to want to help others, right? And so, particularly at the stage of life that we are at right now, we're generally helping younger people, maybe even high school or uni students or old, younger adults still living at home. And then we've got, those aging parents, or we might even have an aging partner. And, so we're sandwiched in between both of these people that we want to help. And it can be really, really easy for them to take up all of our time and for us to put ourselves last. Have you done this before?
Yes,
You
I do
have.
it a lot.
You do it a lot.
I do it a lot.
I'm going to say the first thing that I want to put out there is to reflect on your priorities, what's important to you. And you really do need to be the number one person in your life because, you came into this world alone and you're going to go out of this world alone. And there's lots of people on the bus with you along the journey. And they're going to be great support and help for you. But ultimately, you need to be able to look after yourself. And it's certainly not selfish in saying no to other people. It's really important because if you think about it, that you're really saying yes to yourself. So when you say no to something, you say yes to me. So looking at your priorities for the day and going, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? And also giving yourself that little bit of, I think, slack as far as thinking about, okay, I want to start exercising and I'm going to have to do 45 minutes or an hour, or think about it from a perspective of, I'm just going to do 3 minutes, or I'm just going to do, 10 push ups, or whatever the case may be. Because anything is better than nothing when it comes to supporting your own physical and mental well-being.
Hmm. And we do this in one of our guides. We get our Fit in Five guide,
Yeah,
5 minutes every hour. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And even that 3 minutes or that 5 minutes is not just for the physical, but for the mental.
Oh,
If you're
totally.
constantly saying yes to everybody, taking that 3 minutes to yourself is going to give you a little bit of calmness.
Mm. Do you know, and I was thinking about this because it's something that I've written in my book that I haven't released yet. So, it's 95% done. And I'm not putting any pressure on myself to get it done. I have a goal to get it done at a certain time, but anyway, so it is one of the things that I did write about in the book. And when I think about, if someone goes to ask me something, that can I help them with something? I always come back down to this gut instinct that says, the minute I get off the phone or the minute I walk away from this conversation, so I'm about to say yes, but when I walk away from it, I'm just going to whinge about it. So if you're feeling like you're going to be complaining about it, that is a sure sign that you need to say, no, I'm sorry. Well, you don't even really have to apologize if you don't want to. You can just say, look, sorry. Look, I thank you for the invitation, or I thank you for including me, but right now I can't fit that into my schedule. So a little bit of an I statement. So
And I love that rule because it can apply to anything. If someone asks you out to dinner in a month's time,
Mm.
And, we normally go, yeah, yep, that sounds great. Then the month comes around, you're like, oh, got to go out for dinner. If you asked, how am I going to feel in a month's time?
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to want to go. So I'm going to say no now.
Note to self: never invite you anywhere in a month's time to do anything. And the other thing is like understanding what your limits are, being real with yourself about how you're feeling, because if you, otherwise what's going to happen here is you're going to burn out, and you're the one who's going to be, laying in bed not being able to do anything because you've been too busy, in my case, helping my aging mother do all of her things. and
Yeah.
and which brings me to another part, delegation. So being able to delegate is really important, because I just rang all my nieces and nephews and said, can you go to Nan's, sometime this week, and can you actually help her, clean the house for her? Well, the whole lot of them turned up, every single one of them with partners. And so I don't know. I think they had, 6 people. She had 6 people in the house, and she said Zach's in there cleaning the toilet, and so and so. Sarah's out there doing something else, and so there was, a whole host of people. And they said we can come back next week and do it for you, Nan. And so it was just, me going, I can't do this, but there is somebody else who I know that will be there to support mum. And so I just reached out and said, can you do it? And they
That's
did.
such a but that's such a big thing for women. Women are nurturers, you know.
Mm.
So delegating can be a struggle sometimes because we think that we're letting people down,
Yeah. Yeah. No,
you
not
know.
me.
Yeah.
When I'm thinking about cleaning a house, I have enough trouble thinking about cleaning my house, let alone cleaning somebody else's. I used to actually love cleaning houses, whereas now it's like, no, it'll
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
Because we're not really judged on how clean our house is.
No.
Well, we shouldn't be anyway.
No. No.
I think, Sel, the other aspect of it is developing some type of assertiveness as
Mm.
well, because it's a skill,
Yeah.
being able to say no, and making sure that you feel like you don't have to over justify it
Mm.
or explain it, because you don't. If you can't do something or you don't want to do something, we hear people say no all the time. When we tell them in an exercise session to do something, it's like, no, no, I'm not doing that.
And you don't have to add an apology onto the end.
Oh God, no, you do not.
You
You
don't
don't have
have
to
to be
say.
sorry.
Mm-mm.
Sorry when you say no. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
too, it sets up boundaries.
Oh, it totally does. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I think also, being clear about those boundaries is pretty important as well too. So if I think about, and I've heard this from ladies in the past, that their husbands, for example, are constantly bringing home their special treats because they think they've done so well, because they've been focusing on eating healthy, and it's like, oh, you deserve this special treat. It's like, oh, they sabotage me all the time. And so,
Yes.
just being clear that, okay, yeah, I'm going to have special treats, but let's work on this together, so that those special treats don't become something that's a weekly or a daily occurrence as such.
Mm. And I think on the other side of that too, when someone's saying no to you,
Yeah,
um,
don't push them.
don't push them. If they say no, don't keep asking them the same question over and over and over again. Are you sure you don't want a chocolate? But I've got a chocolate here for you. Are you sure? Are you sure? Respect people's no's.
I love it. And it is one of the things that, when you don't drink as well too, or
Mm-hmm.
whether you're going, okay, I'm not going to have any alcohol for this month. And so your friends will say to you, oh, do you want to drink? Oh, no, I'm not drinking this month. Well, guess what? They're going to come back at you again because we don't respect a person's no's or their boundaries. So they
No.
will come back and say, oh, look, it's just a little one, have a little one. And they're going to try and wear you down. Whereas if you just simply say something, oh, no, I don't drink.
Yeah.
So they're not going to try and push it on you.
No, no. And it goes with your workouts as well, you know. If you have set days that you work out, set times that you work out, and someone's saying to you, oh, just skip it today, you'll be right. You exercise so much, you don't need to do it today. Once again, it's those boundaries. No,
Mm.
I'm not skipping. This is the time I go. We can work around that time if you like.
Yeah, yeah, and I really, really honestly think that rather than beating yourself up about saying no, think about it from that perspective of I am saying yes to myself and what's
Mm-hmm.
important to me. We're not going to change women's approach to saying no to things and trying to help other people. Probably not in our lifetime, but it would be wonderful to be able to see these changes coming through. And it's something that I know that I try and instill with my granddaughters. And, when they're there and they'll say, oh, they might want to watch TV or something or other. And I go, okay, well, I'm going to do my exercise session this morning. And they look at me and they go, oh, okay, Nan, well, we'll do that with you. So, and it's really interesting because they actually like doing the workouts with me and they know that this is the lifestyle that I have. And yet they're probably not going to do it with their parents.
No,
No. So
no,
I think that we as grandparents can have a greater influence on that next generation coming through.
definitely.
Yeah. And let's face it, kids really do know how to say yes and no.
Yes.
So somewhere along the lines, we get worn down.
Yes.
So we've got to start finding where is that point. And I think it's that wonderful spontaneity of kids, where they're just in the moment, and then if someone asks them to do something and they don't want to do it, it's like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And you're not going to
And
convince them.
no. And it's funny, I was only thinking about this the other day. Because my kids are adults, 24, 22, and 18. And I was thinking about my youngest the other day, and I thought, at what point did I just start giving in to her?
Don't ask me. I can't help you with that.
Yeah, that's just been lost. I just give in to her.
All right. So, do you have anything you want to wrap up with on saying no?
Don't be afraid to say no, and don't apologize when you say no.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, ladies, that really thinking about it when someone asks you to do something and you're in a situation that you feel uncomfortable with, or that it's grinding at you at some way, or you know that you're going to be complaining about it, or you know you don't have time, then simply say, no, I'm unable to help you with this right now. And, just close it down at that point.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the second part of it is don't go feeling guilty. And that will happen when you first start practicing this. It will definitely happen because it's like, oh, I should have done that. Or I should have gone over to mum's and I should have done that. And it's like, no, I have set these boundaries with her, and she understands that these are the things that are important with me for me. She also understands that when she really, really, really needs me, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can I just add something to that, Peter? Like said,
Sure.
talking about your boundaries. Um, if you've set those boundaries and they've been set for a while, and then you start giving in and adjusting your boundaries, the
Yes.
expectation then also shifts as well.
Yes, that's true. That is very, very true. So, a reassessment of boundaries is probably a good idea at the same time as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me today, Sel.
Thank you for having me as always.
I look forward to hearing how many no's you get to say with that daughter of yours.
Yes. And I've just got to be careful with my nose because my grandson is starting to say words. So we don't want him telling me no. Oh, well, I could be teaching him boundaries.
Yes, you can be. You can be. Thanks for joining us today, ladies. We look forward to hearing, how you start to say no. If you got something out of today, please post below and let us know. We'll talk to you all soon. Bye for now. Bye, Sel.
Bye. Bye, Peter.